Yes, yes, we're back at it again. But first, I have to make sure the stream looks good. So let's start there. Um, hmm. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm gonna continue. I did look through the VOD a little bit, and I did skim over some things I wanted to go back to. Mostly involving Clark and Jim and the whole, like, singing stuff. So I don't think it was in this. This is just like the lyric thing. Not this one either. No. Yeah, these are also just lyrics. So I think I'm just gonna search them up again. Clark Rafferty. Right, These Times is an album that they made, which gave us the photo. Jim and Diamond's first song together. Also with Clark and Diamond's sister Jane. Okay, so that didn't really give us much. Let's do what's his name? Jim Roottrees. Yes, Jim and Diamond is the name of the group. I don't think I've looked up just the name of the group, have I? Oh, it's the same thing. Okay. Rolling on down the city. Rolling on down to the city, my bad. She's listed as the main singer. I don't remember if I looked this up, so I'm going to okay, yep, I didn't. Diamond's Dazzlers is the name of the official fan club for Jim and Diamond. You find a forum post called Cool Things You Got in the Mail on a random forum about video games. One reply mentions that Jim and Diamond still send out a Christmas card every year to Diamond's Dazzlers. It's accompanied by some pictures as well as some history about the fan club. Apparently, even though it's no longer available to join, Jim and Diamond still honor it themselves personally. There's a fierce debate in the subsequent post about whether that's cool or pathetic. Amongst the pictures of Christmas cards from over the years, only one is relevant. The card is from 1996. Included pictures of Jim and Diamond's young son Wolf, as well as a note about his daughter's band, the Floozies. Alright, let's look at the photo first before we look that up. Alright, so this is Wolf. 2 years ago, listening to his parents' latest music. Okay. So that's your son. Oh, have all these photos still, I forgot. That's you. Your name is Wolf Roottrees, and you are a student. Yes. Okay. So since... Oh yeah, I don't know your name still. I was gonna say it didn't lock this one in, so that might be wrong about him being an author. Okay, let's do the Floozies. The Floozies are an all-female punk band operating out of New York City. They're mentioned in passing in an online review from earlier this year. Apparently they were the opening act for the band the reviewer actually came to see. The reviewer writes that she normally doesn't review the opening act, but this one was unusual. Oh, loud, fast, and repetitive, not in a good way. Oh, that's not good. Trio was extremely cagey about their identities. The reviewer asked the venue who they were, and she was told they were rumored to be children of other famous musicians and didn't want that to be why they became popular. Okay, no nepo babies. The reviewer also mentioned that For an underground and unknown band with absolutely no following, their equipment was all extremely expensive, and not only were they selling CDs, but they only cost $1. They probably were losing a fortune. The reviewer said although she bought a copy, she would be unlikely to ever listen to any of it again, except maybe Beef Baby, the 7th track. There's no picture of the Floozies performing live, but the cover from the CD they were selling, Conquistador, okay, has been added to your evidence. I know the Conquistador is not Conquistador though. Let's do Beef Baby. Beef Baby is a song by the Floozies. You can't actually find anything else about it anywhere, but with a name like that, it's hard not to speculate on the subject matter. Could it be euphemism? If only you had the time or resources to look. Yeah, okay, so it's irrelevant. Conquistador. Same thing pops up. Alright, let's go to this. Okay, that's the name of the album. Floozies, guitar, vocals, Candy, bass, Nikki, drums, Nina. Alright. Well, I can only assume this is Candy. So their daughter's name is Candy Roottrees. Is there Candy? Yes. Wow. Then she's also a musician like her dada. And this is her photo. Okay, so you're not an author. Because this is not locked in. And oh, I still don't have your name in. So yeah, you're not an author. What are you? You're the last brother that I know, that I don't know the occupation for. And I also don't know who any of them are married to. Which is kind of funny. Right. Okay. Well, I think this is right. So we're gonna leave that there. I'm not sure if there's anything else related to the Floozies that's necessary. Diamond Dazzlers, yeah. Let's see, anything else? One song they were known for, yeah. Other albums, Cherry Tree, Sound of Laughter, Cherry Tree, pretty general term. Album? Okay. An album by Jim and Diamond released in 1995. It wasn't professionally reviewed, though diehard fans of Jim and Diamond online say it was a return to form. The CD was apparently so hard to find in stores that some fans have resorted to selling cassette bootlegs of it. There's a music commerce website that claims to sell the album, but it's sold out at the moment. You do find a short sample of one of the songs called Sun. Okay. And then Sound of Laughter. Album by Jim and Diamond, released in 1989. Can't even find a picture of the cover. It doesn't appear to have been very successful. Okay. Let's look at Cherry Tree. Let's listen. Sure, why not? Website found on it did not have a full version, but you managed to find a short preview of the song's chorus. The son of something that rhymes with alone. This is Jim singing. Alone. Because it's definitely not Elias. So it has to be the mom's name that he's trying to rhyme with. Always be the son of Nicole. Alone, Nicole. I don't think that rhymes. Joan? Oh wait, there's Gem. Oh wait, that's it. Okay, wait, let me just look at the women, because all the names being right there is kind of throwing me off. Alone. 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 I feel like Joan is the only one that's like, because also it wouldn't be a root tree because that wouldn't make sense. Um, Nicole. I think it's alone though. I mean, not alone. Joan. Let's try Joan for now. We'll see if that locks in. Joan Monroe, maybe. Is that the only thing that that song gave us? Was that? Okay. So not really useful. Um, who else? You, sir. I still don't know what you've been up to, man. Um, there's so much evidence that like there's people that I know and I just can't put them anywhere. Like the whole thing with the cousins and like me unscrambling the photos and stuff. I still haven't been able to figure out how to sort this one. Like this one is ridiculous to me. I'm gonna come back. Like that might be the last thing I do because no. Um all right, let's look at all this. We know that's Wolf. That's Elias, the Miracles. This is Clark, his most recent wife, and then 2 kids. Raffertunes. Did I search up Raffertunes? I feel like I did when I was looking at James Tunes. Oh my god. Raffertunes. When I was looking at stuff for Jim. Oh, he has an advertising firm now? So he's not a musician anymore. You're in advertising. And one of these is you. I think it's this one. Okay. Alright, Clark is finally done. And we can put in another photo of him because we have like multiple. Alright, Clark, Candy, and Wolf. I read that completely out of order, but it's okay. And then I was right about Joan. Okay, cool. Other photo of Clark, we know this is you when you're older. And then you're also in the Free Spirits photo. But I'm not quite sure which man is you. It's okay, we'll figure it out though. I still don't know the name of your other daughter, and we don't know the name of your 3rd wife. But we read something about he cheated on one of the sisters, but I don't remember where I read that at. Was that in here? Butler County Times, maybe. Star Modern Music Monthly. Let's try that. Jim, or not Jim. Clark Rafferty. Okay, doesn't say anything. Jim Roottrees. With my cousin and his ex, right? So, yeah, he cheated on Jane. Clark and I agree. Diamond and Jane, on the other hand, are actually sisters. Let me turn this music back down. Oh, okay. Actually sisters. So the 4 of us had a cute little family thing. Diamond walked in on Clark in bed with her youngest sister, and everything exploded. Diamond walked in. Wait, but Diamond is his wife. So, oh, they stopped because she was with Jane, or was it is there another sister? Is there another LaRoe? There is another LaRoe. There's Kim. So this has to be Kim. And then I guess using context clues, this would be Jessica LaRoe. Rafferty LaRoe. And then you're also a student. Don't know what you look like. Oh, and no, we do know what you look like. This is you. And Jane, you're one of these. Well, she's blonde. Diamond's blonde. So this is Diamond, and then this has to be Jane. Okay. I think we're finally done with the Cole Clark Jim musician timeline right now. The only thing we're missing is the photo of Jim from the Free Spirits photo. I think, or not Jim, Clark. And then I think Jim slash James is also in that photo. Just gotta figure out which one he is. Edward had a child. And I have no idea who that child is. He had one child, and then that child did nothing else. Maybe they died? Same with Elias M. Alright, let's go back with the Miracle people. Let's see. 3 Generation of Miracles from 1996. This is Miracle Jr. Yes, we know he was a notable. Senior Miracle made a special appearance, 3rd, and his wife Nicole. Why didn't I lock in Nicole already? Oh, because there's 2. Well, how many Madsens are there? Okay, there's more than one Madsen, so I doubt Gwyneth, Nicole, Ernest Jr. Okay, so I'm just gonna assume it's Nicole Smith, the random Nicole. And then Elias M. I don't know who you were with. Miracle, I have no idea. Let's go back down that path. What was it called? Miracle Network. Right. Persevered. Junior arrived. New England. Nothing. Okay, let's do periodicals. Let's do Butler County Times, Miracle Roottrees. Miracle Roottrees and his son. Did I read this? I think I did. Legal troubles. Let's do Business Watch. Modern Music Monthly. Starlit. Okay. And then it was in this one. Miracle Junior Tree. Oops. No. Miracle the Third. No. That's weird. Because I want to fill in everything, like including the spouses. I know it's not fully relevant, but I just like having the information there. Okay. We also started figuring out something about Samantha and her 2 children. Was in the newer book by Lauren, I think. Sam. Ernie and the kids are lucky to have her, right? Ernie is her husband. And then we know there's an Ernie Jr. We just don't know which one of these is him. Because then we know... Oh, wait, no. It has to be this one. This one has to be Ernie Jr. because we have a photo of his wife... in the candle photo. Did I not take a photo of them? This one. Oh no, I didn't. This is his wife, Debbie, and then child's name is Nicole. Where is it? Okay, Deborah Bean. That's a unique last name for sure. And then we don't know what you look like, but you were the 4th president before Carl. Because you died. And then this is your daughter, Nicole Madsen. Yes. And you're a student. And this is... Nope, that's you. Okay. Now we just have to figure out what Ernest looks like. Yeah. And then you had another child. Sam, the anomaly that you are. Ernie and the kids. Gwyneth. Gwyneth is your other daughter, or your other child. Madsen? Gwyneth Madsen. And it said farmer. Don't know what you look like though. Well, she would be in the Free Spirits picture, right? Because that's that generation. Gwyneth M. Yeah. Which one looks like a Gwyneth? It's this lady, or this. Oh, or this lady. But they look like they're married or something. She looks pregnant. Or maybe they're related. Who knows? Siblings are dating. Then we have you guys, you three. I don't know. Bonnie, Guy Hudson, Ernie. Okay, Ernie Jr.'s in this photo. So, okay, out of the guys, we have Ernie Jr., Guy Hudson, Jim, and Clark that we haven't done already. Can I pull this up? Okay. So, I feel like one of these two, or both of these are either Jim or Clark. I feel like this is giving Jim, this is giving Clark, like, I don't know. Let's just put them in because it doesn't really matter right now. I need to lock someone else in for this to work. You still haven't been locked in. I don't know what you did. I really don't know what you did. Let's think. These two are the cousins of Chris. So they're also down here somewhere in this row. Probably over here somewhere. Well, actually, wait. It can either only be these two or these two because her and then the swimmer dude whose photo I haven't unscrambled yet, they're siblings, and then you're just maybe an only child, which could be you. Oh, so only these two. So Sam's daughter could have had you, or whoever this is, because we know nothing about this person. Okay. The campaign thing has 10 things. Why? Alright, her Stephanie Jones. Have I looked her up yet? And then CM, right? I highlighted that. Alright, let's do search on Stephanie Jones. Stephanie Jones. Learn from an election results page that Stephanie Jones, a candidate for city council, won her campaign on election day about a month ago. You find no mention of the Roottrees in any articles about her. Stephanie also has a very bare bones website for her campaign. Full article in the Butler County Times. Okay, let's do that. Stephanie Tree or Jones, not Rootree. All right. Most recent mention of Stephanie Jones is a small report detailing the election results from last month's election. She apparently won. Stephanie Jones, born Stephanie Landon, until her marriage to local business owner Brian Jones, has lived in Butler County her whole life. All right, so this is Brian, this is Stephanie. Yeah. Okay. Stephanie grew up in a home without a father. With my mother and her partner, I essentially had an entire female influence. Though she is a distant cousin of the Roottrees, her mother, Caroline, a local artist who has appeared on the front page of the Butler County Times in the past, has often come out opposed to the corporation's policies regarding deforestation of indigenous trees to expand their maple farms. Unlike my mother, I'm not a fighter. I want to bring love to the world. Okay, this gave us a lot. So I'm honestly going to highlight this whole thing. There we go. Alright. Caroline. I feel like, were there multiple Carolines? I know that there are multiple, like, Gwendolyn's, whatever the hell. Oh, no, wrong one. This one. Caroline. There's a Caroline Morden. And that's it. So, we've seen the last name Morden. Here. No, that's Madsen. Morden. Where's Morden? Zach. You are a Morden. Okay, so you're down this path. So Caroline is your daughter. And we can only assume it's here because she said she didn't really have a father growing up. So this is Caroline Morden. And you had Stephanie Landon is her birth name. Brian Jones, we know this is you. This is you, and you're in your what did you run for? Won her election for what though? Like, what is she becoming? City council. Okay. Still give me nothing. That could include any position. Politics. Let's just do that. Politics. Okay, that worked. Alright. We're getting somewhere. We have 20 people left, and I'm hoping to do that before I have to go for the day. Okay. Oh, all the optional entries are popping. Okay. Oh, I guess I was right with the Jim and Clark photos. Or like their second ones. Yeah, okay, so Clark's completely done, thank God. This whole branch is done. There's another photo for Jim? I don't... Because that one was from the Free Spirits one, so I don't know where else he... I don't have another photo of him, I don't think. Or at least not right now. We still have the 2 photos of Gwen and her 2 sons, but I don't know their names. Nor the order that they were born in, so that's great. Like, this whole thing, I just have no idea. I also don't know your dad's last name, well, or first name, but all I know is he eventually took Margolite's name. So, like, she technically shouldn't be a Rootree, but like, who cares? Because like, she normally would take her dad's last name, whatever that would have been. There's another photo for Reina. Where? Wait, where's the got milk? Yeah, here. This gives me nothing else. Is there anything in here about them? Reina's new clothes were a hit with other parents. Yeah. Ernie Jr. Yep, we know about that. Carl making big moves. Reina became their catalog's cover model. I feel like I'm missing something with that. Because it's still saying... I have one here. I don't have any other photos. Let's go. I kind of want to just fill that in really quick before I go down the whole Stephanie Caroline branch. So Reina, did I spell that right? Reina Rootree. I think I spelled her name wrong. How do you Reina. There's an A here. Okay. Yeah, I remember reading this because we got the whole thing about TMS and her other sisters. Root, maybe? Or let's do a periodical. Let's do Reina Rootree. I don't think she would Starlit? Modern Music Monthly. Oh, keep clicking the wrong one. No. Business Watch. Okay. Let's do another search on Roots. Two catalogs per year every year. Okay, still give me nothing. Yes. Let's look up your sisters again. Riley Roottrees. It's the same thing. And then Rose/Carly. Common trick question. What are the first names of the famous Roottrees girls? List the answer. Raina, Carly, Riley. Explanation below. The answer states that Rose was originally born Carly Rose Roottrees. Apparently, her parents had planned to name a son Carl Roottrees Jr., but after finding out they were having a second daughter, they called her Carly. Sometime in the early 90s, and now preteen Carly strongly expressed her dislike that her sisters had RH names and she was the odd one out. That's when she began to go by her middle name. Okay, that makes sense, but that's not necessarily what I was looking for. I don't know where to get another photo of her from. Let's do Brenda Roottrees again. Brenda White original? Or, yeah, let's do this. I feel like I did this, but I still can't remember. Let's do it under Butler County Times, maybe? Oh, that's not. Let's see here. Business Watch. Modern Music Monthly. Starlit. I feel like I'm missing like a periodical or something. Because, like, I feel like it's giving me nothing. It's giving me nothing. Alright, well, we'll find that eventually. Alright, let's go back over here. So Caroline's your mom. And she was an artist, is what the thing said, I think. It was in Butler County under Stephanie Jones, I think. Or, yeah. So, a local artist, appeared on the front page of Butler County Times. Okay. Let's do Caroline Morden. Alright, great. Found a cover story about local art installations, including one by Caroline Morden. There isn't much about Caroline as a person. This is mostly a listing of art in Butler County. She seems to get top billing. Accompanying the story, there is an image of Caroline standing beside a large metal sculpture of a mermaid. It's captioned, Caroline standing next to her sculpture, Atlantis Burden. Is that relevant? No. The sculpture is one of many works featured in her upcoming book, Self-Portrait Art and Beauty and the Beauty of Women. Gonna highlight that for now. According to a quote further down, Atlantis burden, or Atlantis's burden maybe, is meant to symbolize a society split by indecision over whether women should be equals or something to protect. The picture has been added. Okay, I'm gonna look at the book. Oh, it's not letting me. Okay, copy. Public library here, and then Caroline. Oh, keep spelling it wrong. Caroline Morden. Alright. Dedicated to Eloise and Stephanie. Who was Eloise? Mostly black and white pictures of Caroline's art. The centerpiece is a series of full-color nude self-portraits at different ages. Oh, certainly have not been added. Thank you. In the intro, Caroline talks about influences. She was one of the youngest in her generation, and in her late teens, she felt betrayed when her sister Gwendolyn and cousin Bonnie, okay, Bonnie is coming back finally, gave up on dreams to settle for boring men. She especially dislikes her brother-in-law, Dr. Wilson, who she calls completely bogus. Their marriage led to her double down on her passions, or their marriages led to her double down on her passions, art, and the environment. She even married a man who was the opposite of boring, which was an overcorrection. She comes out strongly against the Root Tree Company's effect on the local environment and rues how she was not able to convince her father, Zach, to make changes to policy. She also explains that her marriage to Mark led to the most volatile moments of her life, and that the only good thing he ever gave her was a daughter. Leaving them all behind was good, or leaving them all behind for good has pushed her to pursue her true loves, art and the beauty of women. Okay, so she's gay, uh, and I'm guessing whoever Eloise is her new spouse. Oh, just Eloise. There we go. And then his name was Mark Landon. That makes sense. Okay, great. We still need that photo of you. Here you are. What a lovely sculpture that is. You love to see it. Yes, we know that. Okay. And she is the one that wrote the thing to Carl. This. Carl, I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the candy company, but if you could talk to your girls about putting out a statement in support of Stephanie. Don't let our conflict spread to the next generation. Okay, well, that's kind of mentioned here, how she doesn't like, and he's the president, or was the president, so yeah, that makes sense. Photo, boom, okay. We have someone. You still have not locked, so you're not an author. I don't know what you are, though. I don't know if Carl said anything about his dad since I've been reading. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to that. Carl Roottrees. I feel like I've been going in circles. Yeah. Watchman of the Year. I mean, I guess we can go back to that. Carl Roottrees here. Ernie Jr. Yep. Okay, let's do Watchman of the Year again. Nope. Not Business Watch. Yeah. Oh. I gotta search them again. Carl Roottrees. That's it. Okay. Okay. Wait. Oh, Teen Blast. Is that the one I was looking for? Oh, it is. Okay. Magazine aimed at teenage girls. The website has a new section that offers condolences for the loss of the Roottrees sisters. Their fashion line was covered by our magazine, and Raina Roottrees appeared on the cover on her 16th birthday. Okay, so that's where her other photo is. So let's do periodicals, Teen Blast, Raina Roottrees. There we go. That's here. Oh, hey girl. Hey girl. Okay. From 1994, also mentions TMS and Brother Trouble. I don't know if I looked up Brother Trouble. In an interview, Raina talks about her inspirations. One important thing I learned from an early age is that my dreams are not outside our grasp. My grandpa was a college professor. Oh, God bless. Thank you, Raina. Thank you so much. He was a professor. Okay. College professor who taught lectures about history. He always told me that history was full of people from famous families who wasted their fame and fortune by taking it for granted. Instead, he told me I should go out and use my name to accomplish something. I think he may have practiced that lecture a lot because I have other people in my family that have also made the Roottrees name famous for things besides candy. His older sister even wrote a book that some of my friends tell me they had to read in school. Yes, that's referring to Lauren. I took his advice and now I work with my mom designing clothing. I help decide what colors and patterns I want to model. Then she designs the clothes with the team of amazing men and women. Although my grandpa passed away earlier this year, Grandma Lauren tells me he was really proud of what I've managed to accomplish. Raina, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for that lovely interview. And now we can lock your photo in. And we know what your grandpa did, which is great. Still don't know who he got married to though. So that's not great. But it's okay, because we'll figure it out eventually. Now, back to the whole Caroline mess, because or no, we kind of finished it. We just need one other thing to lock in. So we have Caroline, Clancy, and we need another person to see if this is correct. So your other child, who was your other... Okay, wait. You said in your thing you have a cousin named Bonnie. Butler, or no, not that, this. Her sister Gwendolyn. You're... so you named your first child after your mom? I guess so. Okay. Gwendolyn Morden. What did you do? Gave up on dreams to settle for boring men. So, not to assume the worst, but we've seen the history of this family, so we're just gonna put housewife, unfortunately. And we know she's in the Free Spirits photo, like everyone else is. Just need to figure out which one. Also, one of these is Caroline, apparently. But none of these people have blonde hair, so maybe she dyed it at some point. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say she's fully blonde. We'll come back to that, I guess. But we know you're Gwendolyn now. Gwendolyn Morden. And you had 3 kids. And then we know nothing about Angelica. Like, literally nothing. Okay, let's look up Gwendolyn. Maybe when I'm forgetting how to spell it. Gwendolyn. Watch me still spell it wrong. Gwendolyn. Oh, where'd my GW go? Morden. Or is that not her last name? Nope, it is Morden. So either you just don't have a page or something. Let's do Zach Morden. Zach Roottrees. No. Okay. Oh, I was gonna look up Brother Trouble because that came up last time as well. I think it's a show. Yeah. 1989 sitcom about 2 16-year-old brothers, the same age, one adopted, played by Tommy Mark Sheridan and Dustin Christopher Baker. Let's see if he's relevant. Often abbreviated DCB by his teenage fans. Since leaving Brother Trouble, he's appeared in a few... None of it. Okay, it's not related. Okay. Their single mother, played by stand-up Penelope Tessa Green. Let's look you up. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh. Okay, let's finish reading this. I wasn't expecting that to pronounce something. Or 2 things. Often had to navigate her job as a magazine columnist, as well as the troubles that come with raising 2 boys who were extremely competitive in sports, academics, and even romantic pursuit of their next-door neighbor, Roxy. The showrunner was small screen director Ron Roottrees. Okay. The show had strong ratings through the entirety of season 1, rocketing both Sheridan and Baker to instant stardom. However, it was canceled in 1991 midway through the second season due to a specific drop off of ratings or in ratings. All right, let's go back to Penelope before we get to whoever Ron is, because I think that's gonna be big. She's a retired comedian. Yeah. There's a result for the Laugh Lounge, a club in Reno that claims Penelope got her startup or stand-up start and first did her famously raunchy breast milk cheese routine in the 80s before she was a TV star on Brother Trouble. The site claims she retired from the birth of her first child, but still makes yearly appearances for fundraisers. Doing more family-friendly material, you find a picture labeled Joke-O-Lantern 1997, as well as a different picture labeled Jack watching one of his mother's charity sets 1994. Both have been added to evidence. So this is Jack, and then this is her in, well, this can't be the same, or it could be. Well, you kind of look old. This was taken in 1997. This is from 1994, so these are two different kids. All right, there's two kids here. So Penelope dated one of the Roottrees. All right, let's get into Ron. Let's see who Ron is. Ron Roottree. Ron Roottrie is a small screen director and the head of RR Productions. He directed episodes of a few other shows before showrunning and creating a one-season hit, Brother Trouble. The show was canceled partway through season 2. We've seen this before with the Clan Said Trust, I think. Defunct production company responsible for Brother Trouble. You find a comment on a Usenet board stating that Brother Trouble ended up being an ironic name considering the rumors about RR Productions, Ron and Robbie Roottree. Okay, let's do search on Robbie Roottree. Not much relevant information about him. In a comment thread on a message board about television clicks, you find a thread called "Why Was Brother Trouble Cancelled?" One user speculates, I think it's because the writing really went downhill in season 2. They actually had an episode where Roxy was addicted to sniffing markers. You know, I'm not even gonna blame her because some of them do smell good. Not gonna lie. Those expo markers? Yeah. Another person replied, maybe it's due to the rumor about Robbie Roottree in Silver Screen Magazine. Silver Screen Magazine? They spelled magazine wrong. Yeah, sure. Silver. Yeah. Okay. Silver Screen Magazine was a Hollywood insiders magazine focusing less on actors and actresses and more about the nitty-gritty of writing, directing, costuming, set design, film promotion, and other elements of filmmaking. Ran from 1983 to 1993. It was bought by a bigger, more recognizable magazine a few years ago, and the website now redirects to the new magazine. New magazine doesn't appear to be relevant, but we need Silver Screen. So we're gonna go here, Silver Screen, and do Ron Roottree. Okay. Article entitled "Don't Blame Nepotism. He Gets Results." After finding some small screen success, first as the director for many soap opera episodes, and then stepping in as the showrunner to turn around a few struggling productions, Ron has decided to start his own television production company. Ron was born in the US but grew up in Paris with his once famous mother and his brother Robbie. So are these... Oh, these are Gwen's sons. Okay. He gobbled up American cinema whenever he could, and when he was old enough, returned to Hollywood to attend film school. He brings a special kind of charisma and an eye for unusual shots, particularly when it comes to comedy. Those he's worked with have gone on record as saying he's an attentive director who can work with actors to make sure the timing of a joke lands perfectly. Ron plans to pitch new shows to major television studios as soon as 1986. Until then, he plans to find the right project. He's occasionally called upon his younger brother to script punch-ups and has thought about bringing him into the fold. Okay. Lots of information there. So we're gonna go over to Gwen. This is Ron. Ronald, I guess. You are a director. And then you are Robert Roottrees, and you are a screenwriter? Yep. Okay. And we can go back to the photo. Where is it? Here. This has to be, what's his name? Ron, because he's wearing a film school thing. Okay. Didn't even get to put his brother in yet, but okay. Alright. We did... Okay, Clancy is a professor. Great. Okay. Okay, this is good. Oh my god, she's back.
On the phone, I said I owed you an explanation, but I can't reveal everything. I'm sure this all seems like deception for deception's sake, so I'll try to explain why. It's true, I'm working with lawyers, but not the candy company lawyers, my publisher's lawyers. I'm on the verge of releasing a book, and it's not kind to the Roottrees, especially Elias and the Five Pieces. The truth often isn't. But with the plane crash, the publisher is rightfully worried it'll look like I'm making things up to exploit a tragedy. So they're doing their due diligence. That's why you're here. To be sure there's enough evidence for an expert to unearth the whole story.
Girl,
if I tell you the whole story now, we can't prove that. I hope you understand. That said, I can say that the work you're doing is very personal to me.
Yeah.
To my story, one spot on the tree is more important than the rest. You've likely noticed it. It's locked for now. I'll return one final time, after you fill it in.
One spot on the tree is more important than the rest. Okay.
Also, there are fewer Roottrees left. In a sense, that makes it easier. Use process of elimination.
Okay.
It's also harder to verify when you're right. You'll need 4 blood relatives before they lock from here on out.
Oh, so she wants me to blow up.
I don't have any more evidence for you, but trust your intuition. If something has a high number, it's not a mistake.
Okay.
You're getting closer and closer to the truth. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you. Okay. Before I forget, let me put Robert's picture in. Okay. Also, this is Jim's other picture. I don't know why that wasn't in before. Or maybe I just didn't know which... Actually, no, I don't know why his photo wasn't in. But I just wanted to get rid of that. We still have the photo of this dude. For whatever reason. I don't know where he is on here or if he even is. Alright. This was updated again, I guess. Did I search up the radio? Wait. Let's finish this off. Okay. Went to film school, cool. Let's do Robbie Roottrees here. A small rumors article from 1992 that claims that self-taught television screenwriter Robbie Roottrees was allegedly tried and convicted under the name Robert in a French court of law. It seems he, again, allegedly embezzled from the company R&R Productions to fuel a gambling habit that left him hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. He then fled to Paris, and then assaulted an officer who came to question him. The article's author says they were unable to get a statement from French authorities, but received information from an anonymous source and were able to confirm through public record that there was a trial involving a Robert Roottrees around the time that Brother Trouble was canceled. Okay, so I'm assuming this has to do with the whole Clan Said Trust versus the Roottrees thing, or the RR thing, or Roottrees versus RR. What was it? Bro, it was somewhere. Please don't do this to me. I look crazy. Did I delete it already? I think I might have deleted the highlight of it. Oh, no, it's here. Yes. The Roottrees versus RR. RR attempted unsuccessfully to remove a fellow family member from the trust. It was said that RR attempted 2 arguments. First, the person in question was born out of wedlock, and second, they committed a significant crime against a fellow family member. So there's problems between the brothers, I see. Okay. Gwen, what is your dad's name? Let's see, Gwen Roottrees. We searched up all her things. She's in the Starlet thing. Let's look at Starlet really quick. Or actually, let's also look at them in Starlet to see if they're there. Ron. No. Okay. Let's do your mother, Gwen. Right. Asked about my grandfather constantly preached the importance of family names. Father decided to bless me with a famous name. There's nothing wrong with Cornwall. The root tree has power. Cornwall. Oh, there's only one Cornwall, and that is Linus. Okay, thank you. Ron, you got married to someone and had 2 kids. Okay. And Caroline's stuff locked in, aside from her second photo, which is in the Free Spirits, and I just don't know which one she is. This whole left side of the board is empty, and I just don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on over there. Carl, also, what is your mom's name? I feel like we're running out of names at this point, like... Well, maybe we're not. Laura Carlson, maybe? Sam Cottrell? Stephanie? Bonnie, we know you're a cousin. Christopher Hudson, Guy Hudson. Patricia Jones? Bethany Kellogg? Clara Lansing? Helen Lennon? April? Tessa? Penelope? Yeah, something about you. You dated... Wait. What if you were with Ron? Because... Let's go back. Penelope... What's her last name? Oh god, where is it? Penelope... I mean, when I'm not seeing Penelope. Or I'm just blind. Tessa Green. Green with an extra E. Or, yes. Yeah, so she worked on the show that Ron and Robbie had. Let's do her in Silver Screen, maybe? Penelope Tessa Green. No. Okay. And was there anything on the photos that gave anything away? No. But I feel like it would only make sense for her to be with Ron. Because who else would she be connected to here? They worked on the same show. I didn't do this. Let's do boom boom. And then take a picture of Jack. Jack would be older. Jack Roottrees. Student. you. And then, do we know the name of the baby? Breast milk cheese? I don't know if that's significant. Yeah, I would hope not, honestly. Oh, you did it? Okay. Joko Lantern. Laugh Lounge Comedy Club hosts several fundraisers throughout the year, but the most famous one seems to be Joko Lantern, which happens every Halloween. Comics and patrons are encouraged to wear costumes, and it seems the person with the best costume wins a voucher, which can be redeemed for 5 pounds of buffalo wings. 2 drink minimum. Is any of the this doesn't seem relevant. Okay. And then we already searched, brother. Let's do Laugh Lounge. Nope, same thing. Okay. Well, this is the Bebe. We just don't know Bebe's name. We don't know Bebe. Well, he has to be a Roottrees. So we have Christina, November, and Tessa left. Oh, it might be a girl. I just realized that it might not be a guy. I don't know why I assumed the baby was a man. Okay. Well, we know it's not November because November is the girl in this photo. So it's either Christina or whatever else I said. Tessa. Yeah. It might be Tessa because her. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. We'll figure that out. Elias, you had a child. I feel like I know absolutely nothing about you. Also, don't know who you got married to and had a. Who? There's another cousin here that we're missing. Let's go back to the Free Spirits photo. Bonnie. Guy. Ernie Jr. Caroline. Gwyneth. Gwendolyn. Miracle Jr. Jim, Clark, Carl, Eli M. So we have Miracle Jr., we have Eli, we have Jim, Carl, and Clark. So the 2 guys we have left are Ernie and Guy. I'm sorry, you kind of look like an Ernie. You listen. I might be stereotyping here, but you look like an Ernie, please. No, I didn't lock in. Okay, so you're not Ernie. Well, no, you have to be Ernie. Okay, so maybe that's not you. Maybe the other guy's you? That's not good. Because if this is correct, and this is correct, then this should work. Was he not the 4th president? Because he was before Carl, no? Okay. And then Gwyneth is also in the photo. Just don't know which one is you, Caroline, Bonnie. Yeah, that's it. And then we don't know who November's parent is, so there's no point in really like going into that right now. Oh god. Okay. Let's do... What can I even search for at this point? Man. Let's go back to the thing that played on the radio. What is it called? WRTD? Yeah. We got here. And then we looked up the curse. I remember that. And then anything else after that I don't remember. So Guy's dead, Ernie's dead, and Carl. So the last 3 presidents have died back to back. So he has to be the 4th president. Because Carl was the 5th. And then Guy, I don't know where Guy is on here, but he was the 3rd. And then... well, he has to be over here. I think. Unless he's one of Miracle's son's kids, but I doubt that. Oh yeah, no, that doesn't even make sense timeline-wise. Because he looks older than him. So he has to be one of these two. What else? Okay. We looked up the Mayan skull. We looked up the time cubes. Didn't lead us to anything. We did Chris Rafferty's thing. Operation RT29? Find more conspiracy websites. Some people out there claim that the Roottrees are changing the candy recipe to include more and more chemicals, and that this was done in cooperation with bad actors from an unknown government. They claim that due to a loophole in the calendar, it's possible to get away with nearly any crime on a leap day, so long as it isn't discovered until the day is over. And that every 4 years on a leap year, the Rootree Company hosts a meeting with foreign agents to conspire to poison our children. Their proof is that Rootree candies contain... okay, is... I don't think that's relevant. Maybe, I mean, you could search this. Nope, it's the same thing. Is the FDA like, is that necessary here? No. Okay, so that gave nothing. Let's go back to the skull. See if I missed anything. Yep, shape. Nope, just the egg. Egg. 4-day time cube didn't really lead to anything. All images and ideas by Thomas Overwood. Thomas Overwood seems to have a few different sites about mysterious deaths and curses. In addition to the Rootree Curse website, you also find one about the truth behind Spirit Cola, which claims that Spirit really stands for Satan's Plague is returning in 2000, and that in the year 2000, anyone who has drunk Spirit Cola will die. Another website is Stock Markets and the Devil's Numbers, which claims that if you multiply any stock's price by then yeah, I don't think this is relevant. Let's look up Spirit Cola though. Oh, I got an achievement. Looked into every conspiracy. That's crazy. Spirit Cola is a carbonated drink only found in the southern US. It comes in various flavors. None of it has to do with what I'm looking for. Let's look up this website though, maybe? No? I don't know why my voice just cracked so bad. Okay, so that led to nothing. Ernie, man, is this not you? Like, it has to be you. Those were the only 2 dudes left in the thing. Sam is your mom, which we confirmed from the 2nd book by Lauren. Ernie and the kids are lucky to have her, and her children seem eager to help the family in their own ways. Ernie Jr. has been learning the day-to-day from Zach. Does that make sense? Sure. Yeah. That's your uncle? Yeah. I guess. It's been a long time. Yeah. Bonus, Gwyneth has a green thumb of her mother and adopted grandfather. and her adopted grandfather. No, adopted. Wait. No, because these are your birth parents. Ooh, Elias. Wait, Patricia. What's her name? Patricia Christensen? Christensen. No, bruh. Christensen Steel was a steel company in Butler County. On a World War II history page, you find that it contributed to the war effort by creating parts for vehicles, but after that went out of business. Both mentioned in a book review for Steamy Correspondence by Tina Angelina. Who is Tina? Historical letters with an erotic twist. Okay, came out a year before the events of this are taking place, so that's interesting. Let's do this, and then Tina Angelina. Okay. Each letter is accompanied by context from the book's author. A letter from the book has been added to your pages. Here. Steamy Correspondence. Okay. In 1934, someone who goes by Patch wrote a letter full of innuendo to an unknown gentleman who it is clear she had a romantic history with. Patch is thought by the book's author to have been Patricia, a daughter of the owner of Christensen Steel. Patricia, who would have been in her mid-20s when the letter was written, was married to an older man of no notable status. This letter was most definitely not to him. There are also a few passages after the steamy bits that mention a daughter, leading Tina Angelina to theorize that this letter was written to the father of a child she hid from society in some way. Yeah, that's Sam. The letter ends on a mention of a twisted twin that seems to evoke imagery from classic literature. If not for her story, yours and mine would be the most tragic tale ever told. How awful is it that such beauty was ripped from its rightful fate? And worse, sent to live in possession of your brother's twisted twin? Left an outcast, forced to live a life of labor under a wicked relative, it's like something from the start of a children's fable. She deserves not the life he has been sentenced to. I can't stand to be apart from you both. Someday I shall return to you, and I pray that he has not corrupted her to know his sins. I swear that on that joyous day, with all the strength I can muster, I will fight for our child's freedom. Let us pray her fable has a happy ending. Tina has no theory for what the more cryptic parts of that mean. I feel like this has to do with EC and the whole like farm situation, but I also don't. That didn't give me anything. What have I highlighted? What else have I highlighted? Carl Ernie Jr. became president of Roottrees at the time, spearheaded Root. Yes, so he was a president. I'm not sure why this isn't locking in. If your dad was Ernest, you would be Ernest Jr. And it said that you were younger than Gwyneth, so I don't know. I'm just gonna get rid of that because I think I'm done. Yep, we used that for Jim's dad. We filled that in. Pop warned us. Yeah, this is the whole thing with Sam. Did the Butler County Times. This was Caroline. Yeah, like I even typed that he's the 4th president. Why is it not locking in? Yeah, we still need to look more into that about the RR situation. This is the thing about Caroline. This was her book. Let's go back to the book. I might have missed something there. Bro, what was the name? Self-portrait? Yep. Alright, by Caroline Morden. She felt betrayed when her sister Gwendolyn and cousin Bonnie gave up on dreams to settle for boring men. She especially dislikes her brother-in-law, Dr. Wilson. Let's look up who he is. Dr. Stephen Wilson is a pediatrician who practices north of Pittsburgh. Although there are a lot of Stephen Wilsons and Dr. Wilsons, this one has apparently found a way to game the search results as he pops up to the top every time. His website claims that he's the pediatrician to the stars. The only... what does that mean? Okay, it's the same thing. Oh, okay, whatever. The only evidence for this is that he apparently was the doctor to the Roottrees sisters. Okay. There is a picture of him on his website, as well as a picture of his 3 children. The 3 of them look as though the photographer was holding them hostage. Regardless, the photos have been added to your evidence. There's also a quote that, although credited to his child Jason, you suspect might not have been written by a 10-year-old. My dad's the best dad in the entire world, and he treats every patient with world-class care. He will treat your children like he would me, my big brother, or my sister. Dr. Wilson. So you have to be Dr. Wilson. Yes, that makes sense. He would be her sister's husband. Yeah. Wilson. Ooh. Okay. Oh, Steven. His name was Steven. Yeah. You are Steven Wilson. Look at that smile, man. Okay. And then we have the kids. Yes. Seems like it was taken 2 years ago. So the youngest is Jason. Big brother or my sister. So you're Jason Wilson. You are a student. This is you. Okay. We locked some people in. I just don't know who exactly. 4. Yes. Jack, Robert. Oh, Ernest got locked in. Okay. Oh, I forgot it was 4 instead of 3. That's why he wasn't locking in. Okay. So that is his photo. Gotcha. Alright. We still don't know what Gwendolyn looks like, but we'll come back to that. Big brother, so Wilson, Zach, and then Jim, I guess. Jim Wilson. This is Zach. This is Jim. You have to still be in high school and you're graduating, so college, maybe? That looks about right. Yeah, something like that. Let's look up Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn Morton. Alright, let me make sure I'm spelling her name right. Alright, like we had this problem before. Gwendolyn Morton. Okay, she does not come up anywhere. That's not good. Let's do... Oh... Let's do Bonnie Morden? Or, well, we don't know if her last name's Morden. We don't... What? Bring back the names. Bonnie Hudson. Okay. So this is Guy Hudson's daughter, I guess we can assume. We still don't know... Well, he has to be either this one, or these. But these two are assuming he didn't get married. So let's look up Guy Hudson first to see if he even had a spouse. Guy Hudson. Fancy Flavors was an addition to the 5 Pieces product line for less than a year in 1979. It was Guy Hudson's first and historically most cited move as president of Roottrees. In an attempt to cater more toward what he thought the average person wanted, Guy looked at his own wealth, which was often a source of envy for others, and decided to tap into the idea that if they added fancy flavors to five pieces, anyone could live like the wealthy. Right. The philosophy led to a flavor in five pieces that was meant to mimic caviar. Ew. Five pieces sold less that year than it had any other year except in some foreign markets. Limited flavor would go back to normal. Okay, let's do a search on fancy flavors. It's the same thing. Let's try Butler County fancy flavors. Let's do Guy Hudson. They did a front page story in 1982 about Guy Hudson and his wife Patricia dying in a car accident. The story itself is surprisingly light on relevant details due to the recency of the accident. Police reported that the crash was caused by an unidentified driver who swerved in front of the Hudson's car, causing them to brake hard and veer off the interstate. Although Guy was a somewhat controversial president, foul play is not suspected. There were witnesses who reported that the vehicle, which instigated the wreck, was speeding, swerving between lanes, and cutting other drivers off cutting off other drivers as well for at least 5 or 6 minutes before the tragic accident. One witness says, could have been any one of us, who they eventually ran off the road. The aggressor fled after the accident, and police have few leads other than the make and model. Guy had been president of the Roottrees company for only 4 years. Through an undoubtedly volatile period in the company's history, he and his wife had no children. Okay, so it leaves this one because the other side doesn't have any spouse options. So her name was Patricia Jones. This is Guy Hudson, and you were the third president. Now we just have to figure out which one is you in the photo. I guess we could do it's in here, right? So this was Ernie. So you have to be Guy Hudson. Yeah. You have to be Guy Hudson. And then there's another photo somewhere. Let's see if I can find that. That was in Butler County. Let's try Business Watch. Guy Hudson, along with his twin sister, are no strangers to the public when it comes to Roottrees snacks. They both appeared in the company's advertisements as children during the Boys and Girls Agree era. Now Guy is taking over the Roottrees company at the end of the year. Who would have known that one of the two adorable redheads, Guy credits his mother and father, Angie and Christopher. Okay, well, we're getting a lot of info here. Angie, Angelica, Christopher Hudson. Aha, okay. And then your sister's name was what? We don't know. We don't know his twin sister's name. Right. Guy's uncle and current president Zachariah has decided to take an early retirement to focus on traveling the world with his wife. Zach was quoted as saying, "Now that our daughters have started families of their own, Clara and I..." Clara? We're filling in the spouses. Okay. Clara and I plan to reflect on a life well lived. Guy is new to the business world, but his family, we at Roottrees, have faith in his innovative ideas, and he's eager to share them with the world. We like to think that Boys and Girls Agree that he's ready to succeed. Okay, what is that? Also, he ended up making caviar flavor, so I don't really know how successful that was. You find a site about successful ad campaigns. One of the ads listed is from the late 50s, Boys and Girls Agree. It is a series of television and magazine ads for Roottrees chocolate bars. The ad campaign is described as having the premise that boys and girls are often diametrically opposed, except when it comes to one thing. Both of them agree that Roottrees is their favorite. The first advertisement in the series was the most memorable due to the bright red hair of the boy and girl involved. One of the magazine advertisements have been added. Okay. So I guess you're not his wife, you're his sister? So out of the women left, let's just take all their pictures at this point. Bonnie, Caroline, Gwyneth, Gwendolyn. Alright, we gotta figure out which one. Well, we know it's not Caroline. We know it's not Gwendolyn. So either Bonnie or... Who did I just name? Bonnie or someone is your sister. Gwyneth? One of those is your sister. Yes. Alright. I was supposed to go to the ad. Right. Okay, so this is another version of Guy, and then this is the sister. Boys and girls never grown anything except Roottrees. Gotta be Roottrees. Yeah, I would not eat any of their candy or chocolate, whatever. I just don't trust these people. And we don't know what you look like, man. I just need a photo for you. Actually, let's just ball. Is this you? Oh, first try. Okay. That's Gwendolyn. Alright. So, yep. Zach, Jim, Guy. Okay, guys, this was good. Yep. Okay. Then we can put in this other photo for you. Still don't know random dude in the back of the 5 pieces photo. So, yeah, we still don't know whether your sister is Bonnie or Gwen. Or Gwyneth, not Gwen. Newspaper clipping. Oh, there's something else from this? What? We searched Atlantis's burden already. Let's try sculpture. No. Well, let's try to figure out which one is Caroline out of these. So that locked her in. So we know it's not you, so it's either these. I feel like this looks more like Caroline than whoever this is does, so we're gonna put that as your second photo. Gwyneth Madsen. Wait. Oh. We know Gwyneth. So your sister has to be Bonnie. Okay. Your sister's Bonnie Hudson. Oh, you're redhead. And let's give you a quick search before I do the default option for all the women in this family for the most part. Bonnie Hudson. Oops. Hudson. Nope. Let's try periodical. Let's do Bonnie. Business Watch, Butler County Times, Modern Music Monthly, Silver Screen Magazine, Starlight, Teen Blast. Okay, yeah, so we're sorry, Queen. We're just gonna put you as that for now. And you had 2 kids. So, okay, we've gotten down to the last bit of cousins. So your children have to be the people Chris Rafferty gave me the photos of. So I think it's coming down to the point where I have to unscramble it. Even though I do not want to. But I'm gonna take a quick break, so I will be right back. Okay, and we're back. Do I remember? Okay, yeah, we locked in Guy Hudson. Alright. Now, we do have a bit of a problem here. We don't know anything here. We don't know. Man, like, I just gotta start throwing random people's names in at this point. We know it's not any of the Roottrees. Catherine Wilkins, Bethany Kellogg, Stephanie Cattrall, Sam Cattrall, Laura Carlson. Is maybe that's you, Edward? Like, we're missing a whole kid here. Oh, that didn't lock you in for Caroline, did it? Okay, so you're not Caroline, you're Caroline. Maybe. I don't know. Because I think it would have locked in earlier, maybe? When I did the other ones. So I guess you're Gwyneth Matt. You don't look like a Gwyneth, but okay. I feel like that looks like Caroline. Like that, they have the same lips. So maybe I put it in afterwards. I'm gonna put you in for Gwyneth M. Cool. And then, are you guys holding hands? Is that your mama? Is November your daughter? Would have only had one kid, so I guess so. November. Oh, can't spell. November Roottree. So you have had to have gotten married to a Rootttree then, no? Are there any Rootttree men left? No. Maybe he just gave her the last name? Or maybe that's not your daughter. I don't know. Let's get rid of this. Maybe I'm grasping at straws here. Alright. I think I have to do this stupid picture. Let's put this here. Let's move this here. Move this down. We're missing a part of you right here. This is your right nipple. Not even trying to be weird. Like, this is your right nipple, and I need this to move. How do I get this up without... Because then to move it over, I do that. But then that messes that up. I don't like this puzzle. Like, at all. That would go here. This arm's supposed to be here. Meaning this needs to move over anyway. Maybe the whole thing needs to move over one. Yeah, like that. This... I have no idea where this goes. But this needs to move. Let's move this up. Or wait, let's unattach this. Let's move this up here. Alright. We move this over and up. And it still came with me. Let's move it over here. There we go. Boom. Move it over. Shoot. Wait, can I move them together? So wait. Move this back over, move this down. Move this over. No. Okay, move them both over one. And then bring them down like that. Okay. Great. This goes... like here. Okay, so then we have the problem again with the hand. So... let's move this back. Move this... okay, wait. Move these back over for now. And then this needs to go... I think right... oh, no. I can't do that. I'm trying to move it in this spot. Imagine it's on the other side though. Like imagine it goes here. No, no, no. The lighting, I feel like it's dark, so it has to go right here. So if I move these over and put them here. So I need this to be down more. Do that and then move them up? No, because it's still gonna move it. So I need it to be down 3. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Give me 1 second. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry. I ended up answering, or not answering, finishing this while I answered the phone call, and then I had to lock in on the call. So this is the last cousin photo. Now we have to pull the thing back up. Is it in the scramble? Okay, Davy, Bethany, and Stephanie. Stephanie's an only child, right? So Stephanie could either be you, and that's it. So these two have to be Davy and oh, well, you have to be the fourth. So this is David Kellogg the third. Oh, and then this he goes to UConn, so he's in college, and he's a swimmer. And then her name was Bethany. She does what? Yearbook picture. So I guess she's still K through 12, unless she's also in college. I can't. Okay, yeah, no, high school. All right. Do colleges have yearbooks? I don't even know. Anyway, lock them all in. That's great. Oh, this was the correct photo for Gwyneth. Okay. Second photo of you is this one. I don't know why I didn't put that in. But surprisingly, we finished this side of the board. So we're missing 4 people. We're missing... Oh, I don't know your name. Oh, you have to be a Rootree. So... Oh, wait. I kind of already had that realization earlier. You're one of these... Or Christina or Tessa. I kind of just want to go with Tessa since her last name has Tessa in it, maybe? Then November... is one of these kids. Since she was a child in the Free Spirits photo, I feel like she has to be in the 3rd row instead of the 4th. So she's either Edward or Elias's daughters. I feel like he would be standing next to her at least. Not quite sure about that. Is there any evidence that I haven't thoroughly looked at? It's just the stupid campaign mailer. What else does this have? Like, I'm so confused. What? Hold on. Because this took us down the whole Caroline rabbit hole. So I'm a wee bit lost. Just a wee bit. Alright. I kind of want to figure out who Miracle's kid is. Elias's kid. Let's look him up. Elias M. Roottree. Nothing. Nothing. Is he in the Butler County Times? No. And I feel like we already did Miracle and Miracle Jr. There's a bird right outside of my window. If you hear chirping, I'm so sorry. Miracle Jr. Maybe I do need your brother first. Miracle Jr. In the Butler County Times? Oh, was I searching him in the wrong one? Miracle Network. Yep, legal troubles. Is he in any other one? Probably not. Alright, let's go back to here and do Elias M. Roottrees again. No. Oh my gosh, I'm getting another call. Sorry. Alright, that was a shorter call. So that's not working. Let's just do Miracle Roottrees. This is the one about his son. None of these. Let's try. This is the only spouse that we know. Or we also know Nicole. Let's do Nicole Smith. We haven't done her. Nicole Smith. Kind of a basic name. Let's do Edith Jacobson. Oh. Find a link that seems to be a partial and corrupted list of archived articles from the Butler County Times. The article is cut off but mentions an Edith Jacobson and arrest? What? Okay. Let's go to Butler. Bro, like, it's always the spouses giving me information. What was her name? Edith Jacobson. There's a crime blotter article about Edith Jacobson that also mentions a Helen Roottrees and a Lucinda Jacobson. In 1971, when she was 18, Edith and her sister Lucinda were arrested for trespassing at the Miracle Congregation's church in Butler County. They were pretending to be church employees in an attempt to get into the room where the church houses their weekly tithings. The church didn't press charges. They were caught by Helen Roottrees, who was there at the time while her husband Miracle was preaching. Helen. Thank you. Okay. Helen Roottrees was quoted as saying, "Jesus forgives, and so do we. The Lord works in mysterious ways, and I'm confident he has brought these young women to us for a greater purpose." Yeah. The Miracle Congregation's church? Let's search it in Butler County Times, maybe? No. I don't know your spouse. Let's do Joan Monroe. Like, at this point, like, this is the only thing that's helping me with everyone else. Nope, no Joan. Laura Carlson. Wait, how do you spell it? Carlson, okay. Nope. Jacob, we already know about you. This is so many, though. Dude. Like, we have the photo for November. And what was her name? Stephanie, I think? They're the last two. Or no, there's another one. I'm missing someone. There's someone else in the free spirit thing that's not in the main list. Or maybe they just weren't born yet. I guess. Aside from November, because we know she's one of these two, I think. Let's do... Oh, he was a mechanic. Roottrees mechanic. Roottrees mechanic. I'm a bit lost here. There's still 5 things from this. Why? Stephanie Jones. Brian. Let's do Brian. Famous athlete who broke a pole vaulting record in 1954. More local. Okay, yeah, because I'm like, he's not that old. Brian Jones. Many advertisements over the years, as well as a small article from 1995 about Jones Graphic and Print. The article is a piece about Brian Jones taking over his father's print company after 20 years. Brian seems to not have let it go to waste as a marketing opportunity during an interview portion. I've been in and out of that shop my whole life. My father taught me everything there is to know when it comes to getting the job done right and getting it done quick. We've been a printing staple of Butler County for years. Don't know if any of this is relevant because we already locked you in. Jones Graphic and Print is a company that, according, yep. Website lists address, hours, and a few examples of clients. Stephanie Jones campaign mailers, Roottrees Candy Company, various banners and posters, holiday, miracle, Roottrees Motors, Children of Eden. What? Okay, let's do Roottrees Motors first, because the lies probably works still, right? You find a hit on the website. You don't find any trace of them on the internet. Okay, let's try Butler County Times. Roottrees Motors, not mechanic. Alright. There is an ad for Roottrees Motors in the paper. It seems Roottrees Motors used to be called Wilkins Motors. An ad for Roottrees Motors has run in every week's Butler County Times for many years, but recently has been changed to include a picture. 3 versions of the ad have been printed. Whoa. Okay. So this is from 1974 to 1977. Advertises that the former name of Roottrees Motors was Wilkins Motors. Wilkins Motors is still the same family business, but has joined the Roottrees family. So you married a Wilkins? Catherine? Probably. 1977 to 1995. Roottrees Motors are the local family mechanic. And then oh Tessa Roottrees. Hold on. Pause. I think I got some things wrong. Okay. First appeared in 1996, says that Roottrees Motors has been around for 50 years. It's a family business, and also that Tessa Roottrees, their newest fixer, learned all there is to know about cars from her Roottrees Motors parents. Okay. So you're Tessa. You are Tessa, not you. So you have to be Christina Roottrees. This is Tessa, and you're a mechanic. You're Catherine. I think your wife's name is Helen. Okay, so we have 1, 2. This has to be November. Like, it has to be November, unless it's here, but I don't think she worked here in the past. Who did you marry? Okay, what else was listed on the website? Not here. Butler County Times, Roottrees Motors. No, it was somewhere else. What did I search, bro? Yes, here. Butler County School District. No. just Butler County. We did that earlier. Or not earlier, yesterday. Butler Summer Theater. Butler Summer Theater performs plays musicals during the summer. Makes sense. As it's not summer currently, their website has a thank you message. Their website lists the credits of a musical, which seems to be the final show they performed last season. There's a cast list, but none of the names seem relevant. Below the cast list, the crew and two things stand out: posters and additional set design elements by Jones Graphics and Print. Yep, we know Brian Jones. And choreography by November Studios. Local dance school, they advertise lessons for ballet and jazz. Alright, let's look that up under Butler County. November Studios. So yeah, she definitely has to be in that third row. Oh, studio. Oh, bro. November Studios. Alright, instead of November Studios, maybe they should have called this No Mention Studios because you don't find any information about it anywhere. Nice thought, though. Okay, so blow up? Like, what? Okay, so I feel like this has to be her. November Roottrees. She's a dancer now. But who did you marry, dude? Catrall, Stephanie, April? Maybe you dated someone named April? And then this has to be... So you married a Sam Catrall, had a Stephanie Catrall, and then I don't know what you look like, so I can't really lock you in. Dang. Stephanie. Stephanie Catrall. Did I spell it wrong? Is it 1L? Cat. Oh, wait, did I spell it wrong? No. Let's do your mom. No, wait, do we do just Gwyneth Madsen? Gwyneth. Nope. Madsen? No. Let's try Butler County Times. No. Oh, we do have your photo. I'm so dumb. I'm actually... Where is it? Because she's the last cousin. Yeah, we did have your photo. Okay. Me dumb. Okay. K through 12. Bro, we finished it. It's over. It's over. Oh wait, no, we're missing one, technically. April, Helen, Catherine, Sam. I guessed on Sam, bro. Oh, top secret. Oh.
To my genealogy genie. If you're reading this, it means you've locked in 49 blood relatives. Congratulations. I knew you could do it. There are 2 more entries on the family tree I'd like you to consider. These last 2 are optional. You can summon me whenever you wish. However, this will end your search and reveal the truth. So make sure you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready. Okay. So everything else is locked in. That is great. I love to see all this yellow here. And I also did the random pull with April too, because I'm just like, I don't know who your wife is. Okay, who's Easy? So let's go back to the notes. Let's get rid of this. If it doesn't have to do with EC, I don't care anymore. RR. Yeah, I don't care. Pop warned us. Okay, let's go back to here. Pop warned us away from that farm for years. I never met Yusei in person, but Pop once referred to him as a confirmed bachelor, and I suspect that's why he kept us from there. Sam had to grow up in a house with him and his roommate, Mr. Miller, so they were together, possibly. Her baby Samantha was sent to the root. Elias hid her away from a local, or hid her away with a local farmhand known as EC. Patricia was married off to a much older man, and that was the end of that. So then that takes me back to this thing, because it's making me think so was she writing letters to Elias Jr., but she was actually with EC at the time? Of no notable status, yeah. And the note wasn't to him. So I'm not Tina. Patricia was writing to Eli, trying to get away from EC. How awful it is that such beauty was ripped from its rightful fate and were sent to live in possession of your brother's twisted twin. Which is why I'm thinking it's because something earlier said, I think it was in the book again, about Clancy, she got mail or something that his name was backwards. EC and John. So John Miller, probably. Sarah. No, not here. Not here. It was at the bottom of a page. I remember that much. Okay, maybe it's in the new book. Yeah, it's in the new book, I think. This one. Nope. No. No. Yes. I remember once receiving certified mail for an Edward Clancy Roottrees. Had to break the news that they got my father's name backwards. So I'm thinking EC is Edward Clancy because EC was one of the original flavors. So Edward Clancy Roottrees. And then John Miller. And then we have your photo. It's the dude in the back. I think. Let's try. Oh, but first. Final optional entries. None. Oh, I did it. I did it. Okay. Man, everyone's just lying, scheming, just all over the place.
So, you thought EC was Edward Clancy Roottrees, and his partner was John Miller?
Why do you sound so confused?
That's exactly what I needed to hear.
Oh, okay, period. Hey!
I'm Sam Madsen, though you know me as Samantha Roottrees. Yep,
Oh,
I got old.
okay.
The only picture you have of me is from 40 years ago.
That is true.
My book tells the truth about Elias, the 5 pieces, and my parents. Not my biological parents, Elias Jr. and Patsy. My fathers. Edward Clancy Roottrees and John Miller.
Mm-hmm.
By now, you've either read Lauren's diaries, or you're just an incredible guesser.
Yeah, I read them.
Lauren was right.
And I'm also
I
guessing
hated
things.
The 5 pieces. She just didn't know my full reasoning. My father, Edward Clancy, was a great man. But his identical twin Clancy and his father, Elias, were not. At age 16, my father was caught kissing a farmhand. Back then, they wouldn't even acknowledge gay people existed. Having one in the family was unthinkable.
Well, Caroline turned out to be one too.
The
so.
same year, I was born. A bastard granddaughter. 2 stains on Elias's perfect family. He decided to fix both. They tried to erase Edward Clancy.
Yep,
They
we saw
even
this.
removed his 5 pieces flavor. His name was deemed a dirty word. He became EC. We were sent to the farm, and the Five Pieces did their best to keep the
So
next
they had
generation
Miracle
away,
to replace
isolate me
Edward?
from family.
That's crazy.
But Elias couldn't erase us from existence.
Or not Edward, Edward
Laura
Clancy.
never realized I was the little girl from her diary. Who could blame me for being so confused that day? Her father was an exact copy of mine, except without the beard. And while the Five Pieces celebrated a new factory, farmhands did the real work. It's a fluke there's a picture of my father at all. But there he is in the background. The sixth five-piece.
Yeah.
Patsy returned, and things got complicated for Elias. She fought for my freedom, from a life she deemed unworthy. Elias relented, so long as I never learned the truth or receive inheritance. They knew I'd help my father. At Elias's will reading, I learned part of the truth. The rest I learned at home. I began to hate the Five Pieces. My father made me stay silent. He was worried history would repeat, and that his grandchildren would become outcasts. His fears weren't unfounded. As you know, my son Ernie died a few years ago. He had trained to take over as president.
Yes,
But
yes, I
due
did
to
know that. I was about to say, I was like,
politics,
wait,
or
huh?
perhaps hubris, it went to Guy. A real Roottrees. He nearly ruined the company. When Ernie took over,
that
he
stupid
saved
caviar,
the
bro.
operation. Over 13 years, he made the family billions. Ernie earned about $36.
Yeah. We knew that about the whole Clancy trust
They got
thing.
by on Debbie's salary, but when he fell ill, he couldn't pay his medical bills. His death was my tipping point. Originally, my book was meant to expose Elias's hypocrisy. Until I started to look into the other dirty laundry. Ron tried to have Robbie removed from the trust, but couldn't. Robbie was a blood relative, even out of wedlock. That sounded familiar. The Clancy Trust that Elias established was designed to secure his family's future.
Yes,
His
yes.
entire family's future. He couldn't write exceptions in without the whole thing falling apart. My book can definitively prove that Elias was not the paragon of virtue he's heralded as, and that my daughter and granddaughters are just as much family, at least in the eyes of the trust, as anyone else. The Clancy
Period.
Trust will secure
Expose
their
them,
future.
like, go ahead.
They can decide what to do with their shares. But I'm old, and I'm not in it for the money. The truth has been eating away at me for years, but now I can set the record straight.
But
Thanks to you.
you chose to wait until Carl died to do this?
As someone who enjoys searching for the truth,
Or
you
maybe
might
she was,
understand
maybe
the
it was just
power
an
it
opportunity
has.
type thing.
Whitewashing the past to protect the status quo can lead to repercussions in the present and future.
That is very true.
So thank you. You knocked it out of the park. With your expert work, the truth will come to light. And when it does, my share of the Clancy Trust is yours.
Oh, so we
Like I said at
rich.
the beginning, set for life.
Thank you, ma'am. You can get out my house now.
Looking at the family tree on your wall, now with my father's, everything finally feels complete. Unless a whole lot more Roottrees somehow appear from thin air, this is the last time I'll come knocking. Thanks again, and so long.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Well, that was a great game. Does my brain hurt a little bit? Yes. Oh, God. The song. Mixed reviews. Okay. New president took over. Roottrees family faded from the news cycle. Okay. And then everything. Oh, God. Oh. Roottrees Mania is now unlocked as a new game. Oh, God. Yeah, I cannot do that today. I'm a secret Roottrees? Oh. Okay. Well, we're gonna end it there. I'll do Roottrees Mania when I return. But until then, thank you all for watching, and have a great one.